Well, they organised the airfare. I was not financial to do that. They've covered that. They've covered the cost of the whole trek. So no cost to me. They've just done the whole lot. They flew me from Canberra to Melbourne, and then Melbourne to Adelaide, and then I was picked up by one of the trek fellas and then taken to the barracks, and then in a bus out here. They've done unbelievably things. It just blows me away.
Yeah, I suppose first of all it was like anticipation of sort of getting in an environment where I could get some help, and I drove over, and then on the Sunday I'm thinking, well, I wonder how this is going to go, and then that was okay, and then I'm thinking Monday night now sleeping out and what that's going to bring. So I was apprehensive, but come Tuesday, no, I was actually getting a lot from it, and I must admit today I've sort of had a number of light bulb moments, so I've actually got a plan.
Well, I spent a lot of time isolating myself, so this is the main thing, is just to get out of the house and be around people that, you know, understand what you're going through.
Yeah, so on the trek we've got people from all around the country with different backgrounds, with different inflictions, if you like, both physical and mental. The biggest principle that we have is do no harm. So people come with different diagnoses, as I said, psych or physical. And what we do here is, they won't leave any worse off than what they came here with. It's common sense talk.
I think the trek is really good at allowing people to discover what's going on inside them, as well as being out in nature. But the trek is probably an internal thing as well, a sort of a wander through the mind, a wander through the psyche, as much as it is a wander through the bush. And I suppose nature, there's so many healing properties in nature, in the land and the country we're in, and to see what those healing properties have inside us, and then to walk through our mind as well, to see what's going on there, and try and find some long-term solutions.
If you're worried that you're going to have to walk long distances or carry heavy loads, I can address that right now. That isn't what we do. The journey is in your mind. It's not on foot.
When you look at my life before 2013, on a spiral of self-destruction, and with suicidal behaviours that were cyclical, the fact that I'm still standing right now, sitting here today talking to you, is testament to a program like this that works. No amount of hospitalisation could get me to where I am now.
It's just helped so many people, including the point over the last couple of years we've actually been able to reach out and actually go into the emergency services side as well. So we've realised that the stressors and conditions that affect our men and women overseas also affect those men and women serving in our emergency services.
For 22 years I've tried to get well. I've tried everything you could think of. As a last resort, this was something different that I heard about, and I was going to give it a go, and I'm glad I did. I'm really glad I did.
I've done many years in hospital, and you get all these tools and techniques, and you do all these classes and therapies. None of them ever hit home because it's been delivered by a 21-year-old psychologist who's learnt it but not lived it. Out here, you're hearing the stories of veterans of all the 6 services, Army, Navy, Air Force, Police, Fires and Ambos, who've actually implemented these changes and moved on and made better people out of themselves in their lives.
Well, I want to get the thing that I was told that I got offered, and I have been offered, is tools to treat various things myself afterwards. I don't like a lot of traditional medicine. I don't like drugs. I don't like pills. I don't like a lot of the rhetoric that goes on in the traditional offices. I like to talk to people who have had a problem and fixed it themselves, and then see if I can adapt that to me.
Our policy is do no harm. We're not doctors, we're not psychologists, we're not qualified at anything. All we are people who've been through the mill. I did 2 tours of Vietnam, so I think I know what I'm talking about when I talk about, and I was an infantry. So, you know, I'm not the same as every other bloke, but I'm not that different. And I'm not here to preach, I'm just here to say what happened to me, what it was like, and what it's like now.
I'm very, very proud to say that every single one of our staff members was an ex-participant, which of course is a credit to the program, because the people, the men and women that come back as mentors and facilitators do so because they've been able to apply some of the principles and tools we've given them, and they have literally transformed their lives to the extent that they can come back and share their story with others.
The environment, it is peaceful, there's no distractions except for relating to the other participants on the trek. It's also the information that we actually pertain. It's actually short, it's succinct, and it's delivered in a way that it's actually not meant to be as a disciplinary or a conference material or anything like that. It's easily delivered to the participants, and their feedback is actually sought throughout every session that we do.
Seeing people walk that inch taller, colour back in their face, you know, is fantastic. I mean, that's why I do what I do. My son summed up, he was asked by his teacher what Dad does on trek. His response was, my dad takes people on Trojan's trek so they don't have to go to hospital like he did.
You can see someone actually changing over the course of 5 days. Most of our participants arrive here fearful, nervous, still at the effect of their medications, or both prescribed and non-prescribed. Many of them have been coerced by their partners to come, or well-intended friends, but they really have no idea what they're jumping into, so they come with a lot of trepidation. When they get off the bus, you can tell they're still really not sure what they're doing here, and they're just really working hard to manage their mental state. And then within 24 hours, the transition is amazing. Because the first thing they realise, and this is consistent, is that, and I hear this comment a lot, thank goodness I thought it was just me. So the fact that what they're suffering is a common experience is usually a revelation to many of them, because they've tended to socially isolate. And then over the course of the week, as you see people take on information, they then have their own little moments of insight, and we describe them as the light bulb moments. And when finally we get to the end of the week and you see people laughing and joking and feeling completely vulnerable and comfortable in their company, that's where I get my satisfaction.
For your family, your kids, your wife and kids, your parents, your siblings, you don't deserve to push yourself through hell and back. You deserve a better life. So I reckon give everything a crack, and give this a crack. It cannot hurt.
If you're considering coming on Trojan's trek and you don't know if you're going to fit in and you don't know what it's going to be like, I'd like to ask, what is staying at home allowing you to do? What's the outcome you're looking for by not doing something?
Well, I remember Ambo from Victoria came up to me on about like today, and he said, "You are a bastard." And I said, "Why?" He said, "You've just ruined my plan." I said, "What do you mean? What was your plan?" He said, "I wasn't going to be here by Christmas." I said, "Well, what changed that?" He said, "Some of the things you've said," he said, they're resonating in my mind even now.
This is an incredibly successful and worthwhile program. It has absolutely saved lives and transformed families, because it's not just the service member that we are catering to, it's usually their long-suffering partner, and most importantly their kids.
I would just encourage anybody who's got issues, this is the place. It's just amazing the stuff that you see here. You can't believe some of the stories, but everybody sort of gets to go and help each other, and there's backup even when you leave.
So we welcome anyone from any Defence Force background, any emergency services background, and we're here to help.